God damn, man. I seriously, that intro music, when I first set that up, I was thinking, oh, that's a bit too loud. That's a bit too energetic. If you remember, we had the original, like, Inquest music on before. But no, I was really, really into that this time. Okay, hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm currently really weirded out right now. My voice is very echoey. And I'm not live monitoring how this sounds. I am currently in an empty box of a room, basically. Man, I gotta get some fabric or something in here. Or alternatively, this will help me to keep quiet because I'm so loud when I'm recording. So the move's happened. Hello, lots of stuff that happened. We are playing The Only Way today, which came out last week. I have missed the release of the patch by a week. And there's been like a million little updates to the patch, which I'm going to be taking a look at. I think fashion templates were improved. So basically, guys, this is the big return here. Finally, I'm finally at a stable place. Touch wood. No more moving. I've moved like 4 fucking times in the past couple of months. And I've got to say, I'm very, very happy that it's finally over, sort of. Because, I mean, we'll see what happens. Basically, I'm in temporary accommodation now for at least a year. So I don't know whether we really consider that to be temporary. And then we'll see where we go from there. But that means that there's no more messing about. The house fire has happened, if you guys missed out on all of that. And yeah, we're just basically, hopefully, more ready set up now. Basically, I've got an empty room. I've got a chair behind me, which I'm actually going to get rid of. My PC, a desk I built. And that's it. A couple of monitors. So if my voice sounds kind of weird today, it's because I'm feeling very weird about how echoey it is and I'm trying to talk quieter. Over on Guild Wars side, loads of stuff's been going on. There's been blog posts. And I've been in a very IRL-y kind of place lately, guys. I'll tell you, you know, I might have mentioned this on a previous video. But you know, there's that thing when people have house fires, suddenly they want to change everything about their lives or whatever, you know, they leave their boyfriend or the girlfriend, they do that, this, that, or the other thing. I feel like I've been so thrust into IRL stuff, like I feel like a million miles away at the moment. I kind of get what people are talking about with that at the moment. So I've kind of missed out, but I think that's a good thing because I don't want to be spoiled. It seems buzz about Guild Wars 3 is much higher at the moment. Is that fair to say? People want to say in the comments or in the live chat? I don't know why. I assume... So, from the base game, obviously, there were those weird meta moments where Vlox was talking about the next generation needing to be prepared, blah, 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 which immediately just triggers alarm bells and makes us think, oh, Arenanet setting the story up to take us towards a Guild Wars 3 back then. And maybe they've gone further with that now. I don't know. Oh, my God, this character has the Lagos wings on and dyed red. I wish you could dye the backpack to be red like this. Or just any color, I guess. So I don't know. I don't know what awaits us here. We're going to be doing a full Let's Play of The Only Way. As soon as this is done, we're going to be looking at Guild Wars 1 stuff, which has had all kinds of things going on. I want to look at Reforged. I want to look at Milan Doom. I want to look at, you know, whatever's happening. So, this first part, though, what we're mostly going to be doing is looking at... Well, we will be playing the story. We'll get in. We'll at least do the first instance or so. This is a little bit of a stability and mic test for me today. But the next parts will be, you know, charging on with it. And we're going to look at what the actual patch notes were. So, because I don't even know. I haven't read them yet. So hopefully that sounds fun. And I figured I'd start us at Divinity's Reach. I'm currently on my warrior, who I think I want to play this patch on. Because I kind of really like Paragon. I feel like I haven't played it enough yet. What did we play the base game on? We played it on Evoker, right? But we very nearly played Paragon, which was obviously 6 months ago now, because the 3 months ago patch was the raid patch, which I got a huge amount of value out of. Played and enjoyed that. But we haven't actually done much footage on Paragon. So I'm going to make a build. We're going to play it. We're going to see where we go. And I just started here at DR, and it's that weird thing, man. This is the first time I've properly logged into Guild Wars for ages, and it's funny. As soon as I take a break and I get back, and you're sitting in these core areas with all the voice acting going, all the classic music and stuff, it's like, man, the base game was a hell of a release. So high quality, so good. All right, so there you go. Now let me look at live chat. Hello to everybody who's made it. This is where I see there's a billion messages telling me that the audio is terrible. Oh god, people are talking about the audio. Can't be too loud. Louder? Yeah, I don't know, because I have like a compressor and stuff on, so it shouldn't be peaking. Does it sound okay? Ideally, it doesn't just sound okay, it sounds really good. Maybe being in an echoey room is the way to go. I don't think it is, but yeah. Right, what else we got here? Oh my god, we had a donation. John? Holy shit, John with the 10 members and $100 donation. What is that for? Dude, I've been barely doing anything. Oh my god, thank you very much. Oh, that's so generous of you. Thank you very, very, very much. Actually, a couple of weird updates, guys. I went through... So, oh god. Who wants to talk about taxes? There's a big thing going on in the UK over the next couple of years called Making Tax Digital, which means you don't do one self-assessment at the end of the year. You actually do like 5. You do 4 check-ins as the year goes along, and then you do a self-assessment at the end. So, like, I was talking to my accountant and figuring things out, and basically, I went through and organised a bunch of my finances and sorted a bunch of stuff out. I was actually a part of an MCN here on YouTube. So, like, for years, I was with... Fuck, what were they originally called? I was originally with the Game Station, if that rings a bell with any of you guys. Then they rebranded. I think they were called Maker Studios or Polaris. Anyway, I was with them for a while. Then back in 2016, which, okay, was 10 years ago. So my understanding of MCNs was, first of all, that was the only way you could monetize your channel back in the day. For like us, you know, early people doing this, you kind of needed that. They would set up ads on your channel. They would sort everything out for you. But they would take a split. They would take like a commission. And the commissions for a lot of like small, mid-sized channels and people early in the days, you could easily get screwed over. People were offering like 60-40 splits and stuff. And I think my first split was like an 80-20, which was pretty good because the channel was doing very well. And, you know, it was, you know, so we managed to do all right there. But eventually, 10 years ago, I was offered another split, which I'm pretty sure I can talk about this now, a 90-10. So I was like, okay. And the guys I was with, believe it or not, were ESL. I was with the ESL for the last 10 years. But obviously, I don't do any esports. And it was not really the greatest of fits. I think they were taking a gamble, hoping that the channel would get bigger and grow and whatever. But you know, and they were good to me, and you know, everything was smooth and all that. But basically, I've stepped away as of a couple of weeks ago now, at last, because I've realised I thought that 90-10 split was instead of the base YouTube split. So, for example, if someone donates to me, like John Sellers there, or gets, well, I don't know about the super chats, but like gets a membership, YouTube takes a 30% cut. I thought by having an MCN, you swap to whatever their fee was, but no, that's on top. So basically, and nowadays it's very different. You know, everyone has direct access to Google AdSense and stuff, and I don't collab with them. And you know, it was basically just giving them 10% of all YouTube specific money for ages for no real reason, as far as I can make out. So yeah, I've closed that down. So yeah, any of your memberships and stuff, guys, I think I get a little bit more of it now, which is good. And we'll see how that goes. So yeah, just a bunch of weird IRL things happening and tweaks and changes going on with the channel. I was setting some forms up with Twitch as well, by the way, which I will look into simulcasting. Apparently there was a big thing going on with Twitch lately where some guy with a small channel was like streaming on YouTube and Twitch at the same time, and he merged his chats together, which is all well and good, I guess, but it was technically against TOS. I suppose it's because if people are being really racist or, you know, terrible in a chat from another platform, Twitch doesn't want it to look like it's coming from theirs or something, I don't know. Anyway, he blended his chat, and it was like a nice, sweet, like, train channel or something, just talking about model trains or something. And like, the Twitch staff came down hard on the guy. People figured it out, got really defensive for him. There was a big controversy, and then, like, the CEO or the head of Twitch or something said, hey, we're not going to be enforcing this anymore. So the whole simulcasting thing looks like all those little contractual barriers and stuff that have been there the past few years, which is why I've only been here on YouTube instead of on Twitch as well, kind of don't exist. So I'm going to look into that, guys. And as long as our connection's nice and stable and strong here, we should be good. So that's something else that I'll be looking into. But yeah, I went through Twitch and figured out what was going on there and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, all of that is to say thank you, John, for the memberships. And thank you, John, for the $100 donation. $100! Holy shit, dude. I've not even done anything yet. Thank you very much. He says, watching WP play the newest patch is the only way to consume the story. Wow, what a cheesy joke. Oh, man. I don't know how to thank you enough for that. Thank you, dude. Einolf as well up there with the membership. He has his second gold spud there. That's insane, dude. Yeah, okay. Thank you, everyone. Okay, let me check some of your messages as well. As always, we've now been streaming for 15 minutes and I've barely got to catch up. Yeah, good evening to everyone. Good to see you back. Thank you. It's good to be back. The description of this intrigues you because you heard nothing of Guild Wars 3? Except all the people in Facebook comments going, where's Guild Wars 3? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, we've talked about it over and over and over. I believe that pushing a new game that seeks to replace this one is a mistake. I don't mind them releasing another game, another, you know, live service, big product. Even call it Guild Wars 3 if you want. But I don't believe in telegraphing that everyone should move on. Which would make the whole... Which is fine. Just let them tell different stories. Let them be elsewhere in the myths or whatever. Which is why it gets so weird. If this patch we're about to play starts, like, connecting the story between the two games, I wonder if that's going down a weird road. But there's flexibility in all things. I think maybe they can make it work. I guess we'll see. Oh, so by the way, also, in terms of recap, they did do a YouTube video recapping the story so far, which is pretty good because it's been such a long wait for most people. But instead of doing that, here on my Paragon, I was actually playing... This is my third character through Visions of Eternity. I was playing with Kerry on her second playthrough on this character. Now, we got right to the end. We were waiting for another friend, and then he kind of just flaked out, basically. But I'm right near the end of the story, guys. So I can just play that final instance and the bit on the boat. So that's what I'm going to do. And in doing that, we'll sort of get ourselves back into it. And I think that'll be a nice little way to reseat ourselves in. I think the last time I played this was maybe January. And obviously it's May now, so I'm not going to pretend to remember everything. What exactly the situation was going on with Waiting Sorrow and when her ascension happened and why that was a bit plot holey and all that stuff is not firmly in my head anymore now. It's already started to flow away. So we'll see. Yeah, let's scroll down. Let's scroll down. Oh yeah, the Secrets of the World meta as well. Banjo's been telling me about. Yeah, so we have these side quests we did. I've actually finished this. I just need to restore the ruined reef by returning to the healed coral heart to its home in Shipwreckstand. We are on the last step of this, so don't worry. We will integrate this some way into this little LP series here. Don't you guys worry. As for the crab ring, I did almost nothing. I just haven't been able to play the game, really. I was basically just doing a prog with my raid group, and they've kind of disappeared at the moment. By the way, like, listen to this. Listen to the crickets in the grasses and stuff. Yeah, I have game audio reset right now, so you hear all the ambient noises really well. What I'm worried about is that as soon as combat starts, it's going to blow your ears off. So you guys will have to be on the ball with that and tell me in the live chat if that happens. Hopefully the compressor works, though, as we found it did during that Troubadour thing, remember? The Troubadour beta, where everyone could hear the Troubadour noises, and I couldn't. Alright, so what else we got going on? Yeah, hello Venny, hello Sturm Jaeger. Hello, Simon Freak, Ashley. Man, my jaw feels really weird. Like it needs, well, like it wants to click, but it's not going to. Hey, WP, I was listening to your Guild Wars 2 ambient music playlist. Do you like any tracks in VOE? Oh my god, you found that? That was a fun little project. That's on WP2, isn't it? Do I like any tracks in VOE? I thought it was a pretty good soundtrack. Nothing is totally springing to mind right now, but I thought it was pretty good. I actually had a huge amount of fun in VOE that was not covered at all in any of my streams or videos. It was the weeks after those had finished while I was grinding out various achievements, just running around the maps, doing chest runs and stuff, waiting for events, proccing the various achievements, and it was really zen and really fun and just gave me such a good vibe that whenever I have a moment like that, I'm like, I want to capture that on videos, but sometimes you just can't capture stuff like that. And that's where the soundtrack really came through. Okay, sounds okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. Trika Art says you can't display YouTube chat on Twitch. Well, see, that's funny because I'm pretty sure that they said you can. I think they just want them to be in separate elements. I don't know. I'm not a big believer on putting a bunch of overlays and shit on screen anyway anymore. I mean, look at what you're looking at right now. I'm streaming you the game. I'm not doing that out of a lack of professionalism or a lack of energy or effort. I could put overlays and shit on there. I don't, because I want it to be clean. I want it to feel minimalist, and I don't know. To be honest, guys, I just cringe a lot when I watch other streams and when I see what the industry is and what the industry does, and I don't know, being a little hipster about it. You should accept crypto to crypto wallet instead of being robbed by YouTube, taking a 30% cut on every donation people give you. Yeah, I need to look into some of that stuff. I saw that there's a thing called Wise. Do you guys know about Wise? What you guys should know, that ESL thing. I'll tell you about this, right? YouTube can pay me directly in Great British Pounds. If I just did it on my own, if I didn't have an MCN, YouTube would pay me in Great British Pounds. I wouldn't be getting hit with any currency conversion fees or, you know, just dodgy conversions or anything like that. But here's how badly I had my money set up. I had it coming from ESL, who paid me in euros into PayPal. Now, PayPal, when you use PayPal, you'll see PayPal says no hidden fees, no fees, no fee. There fucking are fees, as I've now learned. There's huge fees. Whenever ESL would pay me, I'd get these huge lump sum payments straight to PayPal just for the privilege of euros going into my PayPal. And from there, when you actually do the conversion to pounds to take it to my actual bank account, they deliberately hit you with a terrible conversion rate, like 4% below what it should actually be. So like I was losing a lot of money just when it could have just been directly going into my bank as pounds. So like I just had all these middlemen and stuff, which I figured out. But yeah, there's this thing about Wise as well, where like they let you open virtual bank accounts in other countries. So if you want to get paid in dollars, like affiliate links for Guild Wars, for example, they could pay you into what seems to be a local account. And then when you transfer it from there, you use Wise, and then there's no fee at all. Like it's really, really tiny. It's like 0.3% instead of like 6% or whatever. So there's all these things you can do, which I was vaguely interested in and looking into. But yeah, that Ko-Fi service, or coffee, is it just pronounced coffee? Oh God, I'm going to get judged for that, aren't I? Ko-Fi, coffee. That's another thing where you get, what is it, a Stripe account? And then with the Stripe account, you can get but you have to renew that every year. And there's all these weird little things, but they also don't take much. I don't know. Lots to think about. There we go. I like this WP Reforged, get his shit together arc. Yeah, honestly, I've got a lot of shit together. A lot of organizing in all different aspects of life, really. And I feel really good. I feel like I've sort of spring cleaned in a lot of ways. I've dusted the cobwebs off of a lot of stuff, which has been nice. It really has been nice. Motivated partly by just the fact that, you know, anytime you ever move, you're going to do that. And you're going to organize the chaos. But then also organizing a lot of accounts and things at the same time. You think it was Ko-Fi? I think it's supposed to sound like coffee. It's like, you're buying a coffee. Do you want to give me a coffee? That's the whole idea, I think. All right, okay, let's get into some content here, shall we? Let's look at the patch notes before I go thumbing around in Engine and see what's going on. So, update May 12th. So, it has been 1 week since the patch. Okay, so literally a week. But they've done so many follow-up patches here. Have you guys seen this? There's just so many. I've never seen a patch where in the first week there are so many subsequent updates, and we'll see those as we scroll through here now. So yeah, I've grabbed my screenshots. I've never actually read any of this, so we'll see. We'll see what Arenanet have to say. Note to third-party program users: they might break. Blah blah blah. Okay. In the pursuit of the Inquest, the commander and their allies landed on the mysterious island of Castora, where they saw ancient magic and power. Confronting the enemy across coast and forest, they learned that the Inquest had an enigmatic new director, Vlox. So we'll remember all that about Vlox's name and so on. He was on the hunt for Ancora, an ancient seer artifact of untold power. Winning the race to find the artifact, the commander momentarily had Ancora in their grasp, only for Vlox and his inquest to ambush the commander and turn the tables. With Ancora in hand, Vlox left his principal biomancer Seb to face the commander alone. In the end, Seb suffered a gruesome death of his own making. Oh my god, the Seb raid isn't out yet, is it? That's next patch. In fact, is it even confirmed it's a Seb raid? I'm sure it will be. Maybe I shouldn't be sure. But that boss fight had all the makings of a really great raid. And the loot you get from the Kayla stuff at the moment, this year's stuff, is Inquest. So, I mean, come on. Anyway, winning the race, we read that. The commander is left with little to show for Seb's defeat. The mystery of what exactly Director Vlox intends to do with the potential power granted by Ancora looms over the allies. With the artifact in Vlox's possession, the enemy has pushed further into deep jungles where the oldest temples lie. When the commander reaches Eternity's Garden, it's a race against time. So Eternity's Garden, I believe, is the name of the new map. Let's have a quick look here. Where it is. I assumed it would be to the south. It appears to be. Oh my god, the update's already there. Yeah. Eternity's Garden. Rest. The meta is called Shackles of the Ancients. And it is to the south. Wow, it goes pretty far, it seems, if it's like that. That's cool. Very watery. Did they update the fogged map art with this? It looks really watery, doesn't it? That's gonna, if that really is all shallow water, that's gonna be a lot to do with the skimmer. If you guys remember ages back now, we had a tease. We did already talk about it on a video for what this looks like. And I talked about not being too impressed, honestly. It reminded me of the Melandru stuff here. But okay. What else we got? Oh, speaking of stuff, we could put lists on screen. Let's put lists on screen. It's a race against time. The team must find a way to track the Inquest through the forest and the remnants of the Seer's most venerated sites to intercept Vlox before his inscrutable plans are realized. But unknown threats still linger with the deep stretches of the island, and all eyes are fixed on the commander, their allies, and the Inquest as they reach for triumph. So just a bit of meta commentary here. I'm very interested in what this patch will be like, and hey guys, you can let me know in terms of length and quality, because when Mini X-Pack started, I think we can all agree, or most of us can agree, that the post-release patches were not that great. The Secrets of the Obscure launch stuff was very cool. I thought they did very well, especially for the world building. But when we got to Nios, I mean, does anyone want to be brave? Does anyone want to go against the Hive Mind in live chat right now? Did you love Nios? So they didn't really hit too well. Last year, I thought they did okay, to be honest. And I was reasonably impressed. This year, they've said, okay, we're actually going to cut one of the story releases out altogether. We're just going to do a systems patch, which was incredible. I really enjoyed the systems patch. The raid patch was fucking awesome and really brought me into the game. Yes, for this past month, probably not so much, obviously, due to IRL chaos, but it was still very, very, very good. And will continue to be very, very, very good. In fact, I reckon, let's see here, we're in the middle of the week. I bet the raid section is still popping. Look at that, it is. The status quo for this was to have like 2 or 3 maybe, and then they'd vanish. But no, there's still a lot going on in game. It was an incredible patch. But so that leaves us with, so basically this year's story, we get the main expansion story, which I've been okay with, and then 2 later updates. Oh my god, the Guild Wars 1 music firing back there. My hope is not just about length of the patches, like length of the story. What I'm hoping is that by having less post patches, the writers can be more coherent. Less siloing will be happening, more long-term narrative oversight across all 3 patches, because very often throughout Guild Wars, not just with mini X-Packs, but over the game in general, it's felt like the left hand didn't know what the right was doing, and the storytelling kind of got all over the place. I say last year was alright, but to tell you the truth, the ending, they really flubbed the ending of last year's story. A lot of shit didn't connect. A lot of shit didn't really make sense. A lot of shit felt like they were flying by the seat of their pants, and there wasn't like that broader oversight, right? So what I hope is that by just having a couple to deal with and a couple of balls to juggle, they can keep, you know, a close eye on all of it. So I guess we'll see. We already have some weird plot holey things in my opinion. Specifically, Waiting Sorrow's Ascension is the big one. But like even so we're going further inland to find the actual temple that Ascension happens, right? That's the idea. Vlox is taking Ancora inland to try and ascend himself. Is that right? And maybe even all of his minions and cronies. I think that's kind of the story. And they established that there was like a temple that he'd be doing that at here. Which is not the same as this. This was just a tomb? Oh, I'm already a little bit confused. I'm guessing this is it here, by the way. The colour being slightly different. By the way, I cannot tell you guys how much this makes me feel like I'm looking at the Tarnished Coast. Especially as Guild Wars 1 music's playing in the background right now, which is totally priming me for our Reforged series, let me tell you. Yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing the quality of this patch. And if, by putting a systems release in there, the devs have managed to find a way to really tell a good story. Of course, they might have done so. But if this is all just in service of pushing us to Guild Wars 3 now, then that's going to be a shame as well. You know, as soon as they find their feet, it's because we're moving on to a new thing. The Eternal Curse. Alright, well, there we go. Unknown threats linger. Alright, what's happened with the system updates? Fashion templates. Updates have been made to fashion templates, including new ways to change individual cosmetics and the ability to add more of your look to templates. Mounts, gliders, skiffs, and conjured doorways have been moved to a new travel sub-menu. Okay. So what have they bound together as travel? Mounts, gliders, skiffs, doorways. Yeah, they all make sense thematically. I wonder if those little toys, the novelty toys, could be put in there as well. You know, like the flying carpet and the dredge drill. Do Arenanet even remember that those are in the game? All of them can be dyed in the travel sub-menu. And have been removed from dye some... Oh, have they unlocked new dye channels for like doors and stuff? Can you dye doors now? Is that a thing? Fashion templates now include mounts, gliders, skiffs, and doorways. Now, they had already telegraphed to us that this was their plan to do this, and it was very exciting. I remember in the last patch I was bitching that they'd added that extra tab, but someone said, no, it's because they're going to add those in, and that is cool. For a long time, I've wanted fashion templates to like change my mounts as I move. Well, just build templates basically to change my mounts and stuff. That means that now, even though there's loads of mounts, I can use loads of them too. I can have a template set up for when I'm in the Crystal Desert, where there's the classic mounts, and then I can have one for Corteria, where they're all the wintry ones or whatever. You know, I don't know. A current fashion tab is now available in the wardrobe and travels menus, enabling players to change cosmetics and dyes without needing to assign them to a template. So that's your template 0, effectively, right? Oh, I see I had a donation there. Thank you very much to Jalenda with the 10 euros. That's really, really kind of you. Thank you very, very much. Listen, if you guys are going to donate or do a super chat, first, I really appreciate that. Second, if you drop a message with it, I'll know. You can ask me a question or something. Thank you for that. I should watch the trailer for the patch after playing the final instance. Yeah, I haven't even seen the trailer. Look at where we've come, guys. Look how far we've moved. Not only have I not done a video picking apart the trailer, I haven't even watched the trailer. Okay, the Wizards of All. New objectives have been added. More will appear. Bonus events and festivals. New unique rewards are available. Yeah. Okay. Updated quick play messaging flow when removing a group from quick play listing after some players have been matched and brought into an instance. Okay. Have you fixed the bug where you go into quick play and you're supposed to be filling out a 10-man squad and it jumps to a 50-man squad and then you have to leave and re-enter? That's been a bit of an annoyance. I appreciate it as a beta. Fix an issue that caused the additional line of sight conditions to fail unexpectedly in some cases. These checks will now only apply when the snap to ground target to current target settings enabled. Interesting. I can't say I've ever really experienced those bugs, or if I have, it's not common enough that it's mattered to me. Fixes a crash that occurred when players attempted to use the Windows emoji keyboard to insert emojis into chat, Please note that the Windows emoji keyboard to insert text isn't supported and will not work. Oh, I thought they'd enabled it. That would have been amazing. I love those. In fact, do I still have it on YouTube? Do I still have a potato on my username on YouTube, or did they get... I think they got rid of it. Does it not work anymore? It wasn't actually a potato. It was a bean. Let me have a look here. Wow, I use the search bar and it disappears. It should be in my recently used. People? Celebrations? I'm trying to print it in chat for you guys right now. Recent. Yeah, there you go. Oh, I don't see it. Anyway. There you go. That's the last one I did. I love those things. I use them on my Steam account as well. And just that some games don't show it, so they just show squares. That's all. I know. Oh my god, dude. With the NOK. I still don't know what that is. What is NOK? What colour would I dye my door? I don't know. I'll have a look at it in a second. I promise. I'm going to go into the fashion thing in a second. NOK 100. Thank you very much, Einolf. Man, you got 2 gold fucking spuds there. That's insane. Oh, you still see a potato next to my name? Oh, so maybe it does still. It is still there. Yeah, there you go. A lot has got it. There you go. You guys are holding down the fort in chat. Cottage says RWP's in for quite a ride based on what he's saying right now about the left and right hand. Smiley face. Oh, God. What? Okay, smiley face. Is that good? God, this is going to be like our Final Fantasy streams, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to choose to interpret Cottage's message in this way. I'm going to choose to... Maybe this patch explains all the weird, plot-holey, strange shit that was going on at the end of the Mount Burial series. Why am I calling it the Mount Burial series? Jesus Christ, Janthia Wilds. All the weird stuff, all the questionable, strange little bits, they're all going to get answered by this patch. And I'm going to fall in love with this game's storytelling once again. I want to be in love. What was once an inferno blazing is now just a tiny little candle threatening to get sputtered out. But this patch is going to turn it all around. Oh yeah, there you go. That's beans. Yeah, the beans one is good because beans has the 3 beans on it. And looks just like what my old icon used to be. And the actual little potato-y beans that I have in a drawer. Or used to have in a drawer. Or currently do still have in a drawer in a smoke-filled wreck. Because I can't move everything because the insurers have to send a loss assessor out. But equally, I need to mitigate my losses. Oh, whatever. Let's not bitch about insurance. So we read all that. That's good. Open world. Updated the... I always enjoy reading these bits. Updated the compass map art for Young Reactor in the Deepest Secrets, the 7th chapter of End of Dragons. Wow. See, I always used to take such heart from updates like this, where they are updating, you know, fairly minute, weird details from old experiences. Why? Because all I want to feel, what I want to feel more than anything else, is that Guild Wars 2 is the MMO with the community, and there's, you know, thousands of people every moment of every day playing through, experiencing all those old stories, having fun. I don't want to feel like Arenanet put all this time and energy and effort, and I put all this time and energy and effort into releasing and covering and pushing these stories out, and then just no one gives a shit anymore because they move on, right? When I see a patch note like that, it fills me with joy. Like, there's loads of people going back playing through End of Dragons right now. Not like one guy a week. Adjusted reward rates for Magic Mirror and Obscured Chest challenges. Oh, but in what way? So they were incredibly beneficial before. They got nerfed down, but were still pretty good. And I started doing a couple of those runs, again, right before the fire, going for the crab ring. But obviously I haven't done them now. So what does that mean, guys? Did they up them or down them? The positioning of large and medium obscured chests have been slightly randomized. Oh, really? So my marker pack taking me to each one won't work anymore? That's interesting. Are they declaring war on strict markers? Because I have to say, that's made it such a pleasant and easy brain-off activity. Fixing an issue that caused Choya to spawn too close to a rift in the starlit world. Okay. What was the problem with that? Added missing visual effects to magic mirrors. Oh, really? I wonder what those were. I guess I'll see. I assume that there are magic mirrors in the new map. In fact, okay, the fact that they're adjusting the loot now as they move in, release another map that probably continues the mechanic makes sense. Oh yeah, the masteries would have extended, won't they? Corrected the Forge Light short bow icon? Wow. A new legendary accessory. Oh my god. Oh god, see, I'm falling behind now. I didn't get the crab ring, so now I'm completely spoiled for choice. We have two... We have Selachimorpha, the Aqua Breather. We don't have the Ancora variants. We don't have the crab ring. And now there's two more that we don't have. A new accessory, Stellar Radiance, is available for crafting once we've met all prerequisite conditions. A new accessory, Strife Unending, is available for purchase from Duggan in Wild vs. Wild. Okay, Duggan's like the main WoW vendor, isn't he? 2 copies of the accessory. Okay, yeah, it's not unique. The Swiftwing Raptor mount can be acquired as a very rare reward from group events. Ah, mount from a meta. Hello, Arenanet. Well done. That's very cool. So once they start doing it with these the recent raid release, I guess they're going for it more, right? Wait, no. Yeah, it was a Doom Skyscale, wasn't it? Yeah. 6 new relics. Ugh, without an infrastructure update to relics, sorry, I'm not interested. I will mouse over them, at least, and we'll see. A new sound effect has been added, especially when, you know, a fun new relic does get created, but then because it's strong, it gets nerfed anyway, like Steam Shrieker just had. A new sound effect has been added when summoning mounts that have the enchanted mount skin applied. Okay. Fix an issue that caused the enchanted Warclaw to play default Warclaw guttural sound effects. Fix an issue that prevented Retroforged Longbow from displaying. Added collections with associated title rewards for unlocking soundtrack jingles in the jukebox. Yeah, I didn't show this off, guys, but with the new Super Adventure Box release, they've got like a new like jukeboxy item type unlock system going on. I unlocked a couple, but it will take a while to get them all. Additional homestead decorations have been added, and I'm still not into the homestead. It still hasn't caught me. I didn't even play with those SOB things from the streams we were doing last week. Alright, fix a client crash involving legendary raid leaderboards. Interesting. I wonder whether they've stopped the leaderboard from popping up at VG now as well. Alright, so there you go. That's the original patch. Then they have late notes, which was same day. Added a custom option for shadows. This allows players to fine-tune performance versus quality by changing the shadow resolution and the shadow cascade count on their own. Ah, you know what? I did actually notice that just now when I logged in. Fix an issue that prevented instruments from emitting sounds while playing a note when the character animation ended. And there's a new pet, juvenile river otters. They're now available to be tamed by rangers. Interesting. Okay. To tell you the truth, I actually saw that otter patch note while collecting the screenshot, and I was probably a little bit more excited about that by that back then. Okay, what was I going to look at? Yeah, the graphics option. Yeah, if you look at shadows now, if you go to custom, you can declare it for yourself. So you could have a really high resolution, but keep the cascade count low. Oh, good job with the tooltips here, Arenanet. Render 3 shadow maps, one for nearby details, the others for distant. So if I do 2048 and 3, that's effectively what Ultra was, right? It would be even better. Yeah, 1024 by 2 is medium, 512 and 1 is low, or off. Now I do think that the Ultra Shadows are going to be a bit of a drain on my system. I don't have an X3D processor, and this hits the CPU pre-out, but we'll have a look at it. I know that this was a somewhat... Some people were upset when this patch came out because it did lower their performance. I personally think that Arenanet's communication regarding this update was fantastic. But, you know. Okay. So, yeah, anyway, I do have reflections on max. I have everything I can to make this look as good as possible for you guys. And we're getting the solid 60 FPS here in core. I assume that will blow up when we get to the new maps, but we'll see. All right. Okay, so there you go. That was day 1. Now, look how many sub-patches there are here. I don't think we have to read any of this too closely. Fix an issue that prevented event messaging. Fix an issue that caused credit. Okay, that's all stuff to do with the new map. Just bugs in the new map. The Temple of Abrogation. No, not Abrogation. The Temple of Abnegation. Abnegation? I've never heard of that word. What does it mean to abnegate? Not to abrogate. To abnegate. See, it says abnegate, right? I would think that negate... We all know what it means to negate, right? But then we flip it because it's ab. So, to create the Temple of... The Temple of... What's an antonym of negate? To positive? No, create and negate, right? I don't know. Fix an issue that prevented the castor... Oh, here we go. Combat sound effects. Oh, I have combat text on. I guess I can keep that on for a bit of fun today. What did I just say about not putting a bunch of shit on screen? It's fine, that's in the game. Fix an issue that prevented the Castoran Hero Choice chest from dropping. Fix a client crash that could occur when using cosmetic skins in the current fashion. Fix a server crash. Fix an issue that could cause the shackles of the ancient meta event to get stuck when the counter leading to the repair phase reached 0. Fix an issue for achievement eligibility with something. Fix an issue that stopped event scaling. Fix an issue that prevented players from getting eligibility for something else that Wiki doesn't even have a page for. And then another way. Fix another crash. Fix an issue that caused unintended participation. Just lots of issues with the new map, basically. And then something from Saitong, actually. That's quite funny. Fix a client crash in Saitong training area. Okay. I wonder if that was introduced by this patch, though. And in which case, does that mean that there's a shared mechanic? There you go, guys. That is the patch notes. Haha. And look at that. That only took us about 25 minutes to get through. Good stuff. Right. I'm looking at live chat. Let's roam World versus World with Spud next stream. Wait, why? Oh, because of the new legendary in there? The new World versus World legendary is so good. Oh, really? Really? Now, there's no way to preview that in game, is there? Really? I can preview weapons through the vault, but accessories are not in the storage vault. The wardrobe. There's not like an accessories thing. Oh, new minis. The mini All-Seer. Oh my god, All-Seer. Okay, I'm clearly going to spoil shit for myself if I look at this stuff, right? Okay, the Steward of Galdera. Oh my god, wait, Galdera. No, I don't recognize that name. Okay. Oh, hi, Kerry. You hope it goes well? You don't want spoilers, though? Yeah, well, hopefully it'll be good. We're going to get started. Sort of. I'm going to finish the story on this Paragon. So I'll be playing that, so there won't be spoilers for a minute here. First, I just want to check the fashion templates and drink some of my coffee before it gets cold. Hopefully that'll loosen my jaw a bit. God, yeah, I feel like my jaw really wants to click, but it's so stiff that it's really going to hurt if I try to force it. Ah, yeah, it would. If I try to open my mouth too wide, it's going to hurt. All right, we don't open our mouth too wide. Galdra is the name of those golems in Soto that look like the ones in Abaddon's Reliquary. You're right. Do you know what? Yes. When I read that, I thought, is that Abaddon related? And then I thought, no, there's nothing Abaddon related there, but it fucking is. And I know exactly what you're talking about. That's a weird word that popped up in Secrets of the Obscure right here. You're totally right. Where are they? They were wandering around at the Wizard's Tower. And I remember when we did the Secrets of... There's one. When we were wandering around at the... in the Secrets of the Obscure playthrough, I said, oh, look, they've reused these. That's cool. And they've named them. Galdra? What does that mean? Oh, my God. What a legendary message that is in chat. Yes. As soon as fast load is done, I'll actually walk over and see it. There we go. God, the Wizard's Tower is not friendly for FPS. My poor, creaky PC. No wonder the Oblivion series was struggling. Yeah, this thing. Construct of Galdra. But as far as I know, this just appeared on those. Oh, well done, Arenanet. Bravo. Right, let's go to the new map. Let's walk from the Dark Leviathan. What is this? An Imperial Inquiry? Help Kestrel Chul complete her investigation? Read a mail from Kestrel Chul. Meet Kestrel Chul on the glyphs near the Dark Leviathan. Oh, priority message. A matter of Canthan security. Ah, okay, so what happened in the last Let's Play? There were people here that were like viewing this as a new world to conquer, and there were some Canthans, right, talking about how it was basically that they wanted to colonize the place. Wasn't that effectively it? There were some fun little details. They weren't really a part of the main story, but you could meet them right at the beginning. Kestrel Chul, a matter of Canthan security. Commander, I know you're occupied. Shall we do it like a bird?
Ho 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 ho, Commander. Ho ho ho. I know you're occupied with your pursuit of Inquest forces further inland, but if you have a spare moment, I could do with another expert pair of eyes on an escalating situation in the shipwreck strand. I can say no more in writing, please. But if you're able to help, meet me on the cliffs, overlooking the Dark Leviathan, just south of the waypoint that be the wind at your back. Kestrel Chul, Alliance representative of Mori Village.
I shouldn't have read it that way. All the Tengu voice acting since End of Dragon is very different, isn't it? It's more like, ho ho, ha, hi, ha ha. We're the Tengu, yay, we're lots of fun. They're no longer the cool samurais that I want them to be. Alright, oh yeah, talking about the music. The music's fucking good here. Holy shit. Sadly, it's nighttime again, so you don't get the... I really prefer this map during the day, but hey, whatever. Okay, the next thing to check is... Okay, fashion. Here comes the test, guys, real quick. I am going to try to change my Paragon to look cool, alright? Or at least thematic with the expansion. And I'm going to try and do that instinctually. And I just want the UI to work. So, here we go. This is the test. The fashion templates have reached their final form. Do they impress? First of all, I'm just going to have a quick look. Okay, the third column is no longer there. We just have a build template and we have an equipment template. I read those in the wrong order, but whatever. Okay, so here we go. We tap H. So, under equipment, what have I got here? Equipment, fishing, novelties, Jadebot, minis, finishers, mail carriers. Do all of these qualify as equipment? I guess they do, yeah? Novelties, minis... Yeah, alright, fine. Fine. I do think finishers and minis deserve to be fashion, don't they? What if when I change my fashion template, I want the mini to swap? I guess the fact that we have mini randomizers and stuff and we can favorite all of our favorites. Once again, here I am spoiling and looking at the minis I don't have unlocked. Disney's lawyers are frothing in the mouth right now. Do you like my... you love my Mickey Mouse voice. I'll tell you, if I did that in a Discord with Kerry, she would mute me immediately, alright? But you guys don't get to mute me here. This is my turf. Okay, fashion? So fashion, if I remember rightly, it just had tools and wardrobe before. Now travel is also on there. So depending on my template, my mounts are on there too. My glider is on there. My skiff is on there. Okay, so what doors do I have? None. Doors for me are just like the skiffs. You guys know how I was like the Guild Wars master, you know? I was getting every unlock in the game, every unlock. And I was even doing it for mounts for a while. By the time End of Dragons came out, this is how I did for skiffs. Ready? Drum roll. No, that's fishing. Wait, where are my skiffs? They'd be travel, wouldn't they? What am I doing? Skiffs. I have the base skiff, and oh, apparently I have a Shinji Dragon boat. Was that from Collector's Edition? EOD? I never got a single skiff, not one. And I have to admit, though, a lot of these skiffs are really high quality. There's so much detail, and they're so big and so fun. This one I remember thinking was fucking awesome. I just didn't get them. I just never got into them. How many gems would it be? I'll tell you what, Arenanet, put these in the unlockers. Arenanet, I got a good idea for you. Create a new type of unlocker called a travel unlocker. Automatic travel unlocker. And what it does is it gives you a random glider, skiff, door, or mount. Because you got so many of them. They would fetch a real premium because, I mean, the minimum that people pay for any of this shit is 800 gems, right? Minimum. And a lot of them go a lot higher. But a travel unlocker, that would be cool. I, as a consumer, am interested in that. I don't know whether they're interested in creating it because they might be scared it loses them money. Because these unlockers obviously can. In fact, is there something new in the die unlockers now? Probably not. Right, okay, anyway, right. So I click fashion, right? So what do I want? I want to look Visions of Eternity, right? So while we glide, I want... Jesus Christ, these are all for sale right now. The Fluffy Clouds, the Sorcerer's Cape, the new Kaineng Cape, the Lightning Wings. It's just something, there's so much choice. There's so many things. I don't know. Gliders are not... You can't sort these to show most recently added. So let's do Flowing Silk. And then let's do the Shinji Dragon Boat. And then I like all of the mounts. I'm not going to change the mounts. Okay, I will change the mount. I'll change this to the Wave Hawk. There you go. We shouldn't let's play without a Wave Hawk. All right, now I'm noticing that the tabs at the top are different. And this one has a mark on it. Why does that one have a mark and that one doesn't? And this one has just the helmet icon, which is what I associate with equipment. So I don't really think that's a good icon, first of all. Surely it should be the wardrobe icon, the two doors, the cupboard, whatever. Let's not nitpick. Okay, so I want to look... So I'm not going to wear an outfit. I'm going to wear... Celica Morpha. And I'm going to wear... Tropical Leaf. Is that's new, I guess? I'm going to be a Seaside Scholar. That's what I'm going to be. Seaside Scholar. We got the steam-powered stuff, the Restless Captain stuff. The hoofed shoes? Oh, from Lunar New Year? Okay, Seaside Scholar. Okay, clearly the shoulders aren't working with that. Let's not do that. I don't know what those are supposed to go with. There you go, Seaside Scholar. Now, where's my back piece? Here? Okay, and we have the portable portal back piece. Apply. Did I just do that immediately? Oh, I do look different. Okay, good. But we're hiding the back piece, so we turn it on. Whoa. Okay. Now let's say I want to dye these. Okay, the dye channels are just here straight away. So we click on a dye channel. And we make sure that that's on default. The lucky horse. The great lucky horse. Well, the harp. The harp doesn't really fit Paragon, though. I love this back piece. This back piece is sick, by the way. I absolutely adore playing lists with this. This was a cool unlock. It feels like I got this a long time ago. Oh, my God. I think I'm going to reflect on the VOE era as a very long one, just because so much shit has changed in my life now. Should we do one of the new plush dragons from the new festivals? The plush Zaitan is kind of cool. And Zaitan is my favorite. Should we remove these? Apparently that is default dyes again. Or is there something else really cool? Greer's Blighted Touch. This is obviously, that's going back to last year. The dainty bee. Does it flap? I have to assume that that flaps or does something cool. Do I have a dainty bee? Travel. Let's see. If there's any... Oh, I do have a dainty... Okay. Okay, let's go with dainty bee, shall we? There we go. Should we do that? Oh, I don't like... I do like Selachimorpha, but I don't think it really fits. Okay, I have to say, everything about that was intuitive and fine. And it basically, with the exception of one additional click to click through this is just as... Actually, it's not really an additional click, is it? Because in the past, you would click equipment and then you would skin... No, you wouldn't. I don't know. I think there's one additional click over the old implementation, but that's not too bad, is it? Oh, Seaside Scholar is that. I don't really want that. That one's not very good. Should we just wear the sunglasses? The veil? Should we have a bird head? Let's do the Commodore hat. Oh, but it's I wanted to wear it the other way. I know you guys are loving this. I know your favorite thing about my streams is WP fashion. Let's do that. I like this veil. I like the cloth physics and stuff on it. Okay, now I want to pin my camera to my character height because that's going a bit too low. All right. Okay, and then the other thing, I don't really want clob yarn. Let's see if we've got another new spear. So this is the Forge Light spear from the... Oh my god, that's so... Whoa! What the fuck kind of train is this? Oh, it doesn't have a cool travel though. The Painter's Brilliant set I also really like, by the way. Not the spear though, it's a bit too subtle. What else have I got? Toxin Shell, that was also kind of new. Snowdrift. Pearl Shell, Peacemaker. I mean, they did so many spears this year, like, because they backfilled a bunch of old sets. Speaking of which, let's have a quick look at the Wizard's Vault here. Because obviously they've updated the Astral Rewards. I only have 80 points. I was going to buy the new weapon. What is this? The Gwill Monarchs selection box. They're rare. Gwill Monarch. Let's have a look at the shield to get a sense of the style straight away. Oh, they're very subtle and small. Oh my god, okay. Where's the spear? There it is. Okay, well, we're not going to have that. What else have they got here? By the way, if you guys weren't with me, if you took a break from the game last patch with the raid patch, they really updated the Wizard's Vault in a brilliant way. They have primers on there now. They have keys, which weren't there before. There's lots of really good stuff to buy. The Revive Orbs have been there for a while. The price of certain things has dropped and changed. Really good. Sorry. Okay, there's an enchanted Springer here. That wasn't there an enchanted Raptor or something on the last one? Ward Hunter boots. The Flex emote. Sadly, I can't really preview that. And the Ward Hunter shoulders. I think that finishes the Ward Hunter set, doesn't it? Okay. Right, overall, I think that was pretty good. We didn't pick a good spear, but... What's like a good new set? Shall we do Seer stuff? It is, after all, going to be a big Seer story. Alright. There we go. Right, we're a Dainty Bee... Actually, fuck the Dainty... Fuck this. No, we're not doing this. It's got to be wings. I can't play a Paragon without wings. Sorry. It's just a matter of what wings do we want. Okay, I'm going to preview all the wings. To the people in the live chat, sorry to people who are just going to drop YouTube comments. Obviously, you can't contribute here. To the people in the live chat, I'm going to preview my way through all the wings. You're going to type what one you want. Okay, ready? And there's a lot. So here we go. I'm going to go quick. Vibrant wings. They have physics, maybe. Dainty Bee, I guess, count. Equinox. Canthan Phoenix. Orines. Venom Bite. Sylph. cute angel, cute demon. Sorry, archdemon, and then cute demon. Night speaker. Night speaker tend to not look very good in actual gameplay. Is there not a paragon wing? Stained glass, vermilion. Look at this. Arenanet released those Halloween wings way back when, right? The black or the white ones. And ever since then, they've just been like, okay, wings are the moneymaker. Wings is how we get our cash. Dreamwalker, Starlight, Skeletal, Watchwork, Lightbender. These ones are cool, but the physics unfortunately sort of suck. This always makes me think about Final Fantasy 15. The Royal Arms you get. Holographic, Wings of Love. Scaled wings, recruits wings. Okay, that's obviously just the Wild vs. Wild set. Vine touch, crystalline, Massar, moth, macaw, hawk. We're getting into the older ones now. All the stuff for the ascension. Golden feather, bat. Remember, I think these came out with Heart of Thorns even. Glittering. I really thought that they did some Paragon ones, but they didn't. And there you go, the holographic ones. The OGs being these, I think, right? Was it the black? No, the OGs didn't have any physics. So which was the first? Well, whatever. All right, so I'm looking at chat now. Wings of Love, I see a vote. Dwayna Wings, I see a vote. You could mix stained glass with polychromatic armor and Gwil Monarch weapons. Well, if I had them. Ascension Wings has your vote. Remember when the Hollow Wings were the big thing, says Kerry? Yeah, well, hold on. So these were the OG, were they? Why do I remember the original ones being really stiff? But yeah, these were definitely very early. Were you actually playing the game at that time? Because you'd quit through Season 1, hadn't you? Jam Brobrem says, that one. No, I want that one. Yeah, with no way for me to tell. I should probably play an Asura this patch. Oh. Should I play an Asura? Is it really important that I stay on lists because of, you know, Phlox? Phlox, the sexiest villain we've ever had. Should I be an Asura? I was excited to play Paragon. I was excited to press a couple of F buttons and have all the boons in the game. I like how you didn't use fashion templates, but I guess that was what we wanted. That's true. I didn't use. I'm scared of clicking these fucking buttons. We'll have a look. We'll have a look in a second. No, it doesn't matter. Okay. I will say this over and over and over again. The best things in the game are when your race and your class and shit like that actually impacts the story. So I would hope for cool things like that. And VOE had its fair share of them. Right, well, I saw no consensus on what wings to pick. You should do lists for shipping purposes only. I'm going to go Equinox. I'm going to pick for myself. It's not color coded at all. But fuck it. Alright. Are we ready to finally play the game? Let's get on. Well, hold on. Okay, so I set up this template. Now I just tap this, right? But how does it... Okay. So this fashion template wants kudzu and 2 swords, which I'm not using. So it's given me some warnings. It says weapon type doesn't match. This slot will be skipped when the template is applied. Okay, good. So it's not going to fuck with my weapons or my equipment in any way. It really is purely a superficial thing. So I can just pick my other template and I can say apply to equipment. And now we're wearing this. Now I can go back to tab 0. Oh! I thought tab 0 was like default and it had like saved up. So I've now lost everything I just set up. Oh! God, what's this one look like? All right, emergency. Emergency. Guys, help me out here, all right? You can paste in chat, okay? If anyone has a cool-looking paragon or a cool-looking female Norn, especially if it uses a lot of VOE skins, all right? Don't worry, I will have the dyes. There's an extremely high chance I'll have all the skins and all the dyes, all right? Paste me your template. Just give me a template, all right? Look, see, that's all this is. We're just showcasing the system, okay? Come on, guys, log in real quick. Save. You got to save us. I'm now wearing Zephyrite, and not that this is bad, by the way. All right. Tab 0 is just the current shit you've got going on. Okay, so yeah, that didn't quite work how I wanted it to. Either that or I'm going to click random until we get something. Do we like that? That's pretty good. I'll tell you what, I'll tell people, if nobody gives me a template, what I'll do is I'll just say, give me a number, like 20, and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 20, and then whatever it stops on, that's what we have to do. We'll randomize the skins, and then we'll randomize the dyes. I like those greaves. It's funny, when you do pure random, it really does come out like what children would set up. Another thing that we could do is just put on a Paragon outfit, I guess, but I don't know. Remember that templates are stamps over your gear? Yeah. I'm scared I'll have too much fun with on the patch on this. No, I really do want to play Natalie. Ah, we still have our Wavehawk at least. So the templates now contain all mount information and back piece information. Well, I guess they did that anyway, but gliders and stuff too. Is that right? You have a Sunspear look, but it's a human female. You don't know if it works. Well, as long as it's not in human cultural armor, it should work. Yeah, just whatever, guys. Just save me here. Right, let's sail along with our thing. I'm getting used to my echoey voice. What's the consensus, guys? Do we like the echoey room? Natalie. God, it must be so tedious having to pronounce all your T's. Look. This is the enlightened accent, all right? Being lazy. How do you post links to fashion in YouTube chat? Can't you right-click? I don't know. I've never done it. Copy wardrobe template, and then... Oh, here you go. Someone did it directly. Here we go. Look at this fancy UI. This fashion template contains cosmetic options unusable by your character. Oh, great. You managed to find something I don't have. What don't I have? It's not telling me the bit that I don't have. Oh, look, and then there's the travel section down there. Oh, he doesn't have anything travel design. Try it, WP. It's the Sunspear look. Okay. I definitely have. Well. All right, so I can just right click, copy, and then go to template 1. Well, yeah, and then paste. Oh, I see. The marker is showing which template I'm currently have equipped. Ah, that's very good. Well done, Arenanet. Okay. So I got a warning saying it has shit that I can't use, but I can use everything. There's not a single warning for any of this. Ah, you went with Desert King weapons. Okay. Piranha's Bite. I can use everything. So why has that warning come up? Maybe... Is there a weird dye or something? So there you go. And now I can apply. If that flicked you back to current fashion when you clicked apply, I think that would be really good. Okay. Oh. Okay, I made the mistake of pressing G to open the Spud Club and the client lagged for ages. Oh, there you go. And he has his cape turned off, but I'll turn it on. There you go. Alright, I mean, yeah, that's pretty Sunspeary. Let's see this guy's one as well. I'm going to make an executive decision and decide which one I prefer. Alright. Paste. Oh my god, that looks cool. It doesn't look Sunspeary at all, but that looks sick. Doesn't that look really good? It does have some Sunspeary things on it. It gave me the warning again. Does he have travel stuff assigned? No. Holy shit. Oh, but then also... Yeah, this is Ward Night. This is kind of new, right? Ward Night stuff. Should we do this? What do we want to vote for, guys? A or B? 1 or 2? I'm going to do a poll. Let's remember how to stream. 1 or 2? Go. The missing skin might be a weapon thing. Oh, you think? Should we do the one from Ray, Indira Medara, or should we do the one from Ink Spores? Oh, it's pretty neck and neck. Nice executive decision. Yes, my executive decision was democracy. Oh, 2 just took the lead. It's very close. I would say 1 is more on theme, 2 just looks cooler. What's the icon in the second row, second option? Back piece. Yeah, that's the back piece. Absolutely, yeah. Oh, we're not just in an outfit, are we? No, we're not.
Your ask rewards say their scanners are jumping. But just to make a deal with
Voting for fashion in a WP stream, this is the future. Yeah, I quite like this. All right, okay, it looks like 2 is winning. All right. Oh, shit, what?
Careful. Those 2 have way more ambition than brains.
Oh, okay. I fucked it again, apparently. Right, well, so I'm going to paste the template. Cannot save template. There's a cosmetic selected that is not unlocked on your account. Oh, it's the outfit. I see. There's a little, very subtle padlock icon there. If it was red, it would be better, I guess. But maybe it's just unlucky because of the outfit is on. So when I get rid of that outfit, because I don't have that outfit, now I can save it. Oh, I don't like the backpack on this one, though. The choice of backpack. Is that right? Or, oh. I guess it's because I don't have Seraph Wings backpack. I totally have Seraph Wings backpack. Don't I? Right, well, let's apply that. Seraph. No, apparently I don't have the Seraph Wings. Is that new? I don't want to use, Fuck it, guys. Oh, no, I really don't want to use the pool. The pool looks... Oh, we could do Orax. Right, we don't look like a paragon at all. Oh, no, come on. Orax is there for Gux. Look, we don't have to play Liss. We could play Gux. Gux looks amazing. Oh, my God. This is spiraling, isn't it? There you go. Ward Knight. This has a lot of Ward Knight stuff on it. Ward Knight is fairly new. There you go. Ward Knight. Ward Knight Natalie. Okay. Now, what do I want to do here? I want to go to Timey HUD. And I want to toggle off the minimap pathing. Because it's a bit messy on the minimap there. I'm also going to put the minimap to the top so that you guys can see it with Liss being there. Apparently, we did something successful in the Wizard's Vault already. Use a fashion template. Okay. Thank you. Right. Now, let's finish the story. So we are going to... I was going to walk there. No, we can just sail there. Or ride there on our Wavehawk. There you go. The sun's coming up. In fact, you know what? Just for clarity and all that, I'm going to turn off even the main map pathing at the moment. For our blind experience. Okay, sorry, what? Return to is going to share your findings? Yeah, it's on the second map. Right, so yeah, as I get attacked, you guys will see the incoming damage that I'm taking. Because these are the default scrolling combat text options. This is via Nexus, not Blish HUD. And it's amazing, and it continues to be one of my favorite add-ons. It shows you all kinds of fancy icons and skill names and attacks and things that you might not realize are in the game because they only get used by monsters.
You gotta disrupt that machine. Break into the defenses they have.
Is that the end of the meta happening right now? Are they going into the final phase right here? No, that's the first phase. And no one's around. Oh my god, the game is so loud for me right now. It's so loud I can't hear my own voice. That compressor best be working. You guys can hear me clearly through all this, can you? Oh, come on. The freeboot, a little mini jumping puzzle. Yeah, and this is something I didn't show off enough of in the original LP because I was still getting used to what the masteries did and what they meant. But honestly, the skimmer is such a good default mount. You just tap the skill 2 when it comes up. It gives you a really nice speed boost and lets you fly for a while. And it comes up very, very quickly. My god, those alarms. Audio is fantastic on our end. Oh, that's really good. I'm glad to hear that. Good old-fashioned ad infinitum. Yeah, no, I do like it. I used to really like it. It's weird though. I kind of prefer the, you know, the really. Here's what I will say. I will say that the new ad for the full legendary is a little bit gauche. Wouldn't you guys agree? It's a little gauche. What I quite like is the smaller one, the original, like fully upgraded thing before it became a legendary. I can't remember what it's actually called, but you know. You think people are at the meta? They're just at the positive or negative rooms right there? Ah, could be. Yeah, yeah. Fractal capacitor. Is that what it was called? Yeah, brilliant. Damn, see, you got better memory than me for this stuff. Right, I'm ending the poll, guys. Oh, I loved this map. I really did. I thought this was a good experience. I had a good time on this map. I loved coming through this cave at the start, and then it opened up, and it felt like a really big forest. And I was trying to get around on the treetops, and we taught the Wavehawk how to fly, and the big temple and shit. It was awesome. Okay, so what you're about to see here, guys, is right near the end of the story, okay? Previously on... We did Fumbling in the Dark. Isgarin went MIA for ages. We tracked him down by following his trail. We reached a piazza, which was scattered with evidence of inquest, excavation, and combat, also with undoubtedly valuable seer artifacts and statues. We discovered a message on an abandoned inquest communicator that suggested Seb had something planned. I need to follow up on that later. That was just the meta. As I searched, however, I came upon a magical disturbance near the Basilica's entrance. While Castora's magic is especially active, this seemed to have been specifically stirred up by something. As I moved further into the entrance of the massive structure, I finally found Isgarin. He's as unhelpful and as unapologetic as I've come to expect, and he seems to have no interest in answering any of my questions. I called the others, and while Kanak and Saida are occupied elsewhere, Ritlock is on his way. Isgarin insists he needs to explore this facility, and it seems the inquest beat us here. I'll be going with him, of course, until I get some answers. I'm not letting him out of my sight. Once Ritlock arrived, the three of us pushed our way further into the Basilica. We encountered traps almost immediately, which Isgarin apparently expected but didn't bother to mention. Soon after that, we started to encounter another inquest patrols as well. They don't have a heavy presence within the structure, but they were willing to leave it unguarded either. Our descent into the depths of the Basilica was met with more resistance, both in the form of seer defense mechanisms built to keep us out, and inquest soldiers aiming to do the same. We encountered a lot of the signs that the two had run into each other as well. There are dead inquests everywhere, and plenty of freebooters too. It seems the inquest hired them to clear the way and trigger as many traps as possible. At the base of the large staircase, laden with seer defences, we found the doors to a large chamber, being actively guarded by another contingent of inquest. Once they were taken care of, we made our way inside. The journal did not need to describe every trash mob group, but hey, okay. That final chamber turned out to be a crypt, containing the tombs of a number of seers, each buried reverently with inscriptions memorialising their loss. Many were too worn to be legible, but one in particular indicated that they were lost in the rite of Divitum Nava and fallen on the doorstep of divinity. Now if you remember, on the original patch there was a bit of dialogue missing when you interacted with the tomb, and they later added it, which was this bit, I think. So there were 3 dead seers, if I remember, down there, and those 3 seers had been sacrificed to create this artifact. They had been sacrificed to create Ancora. So Ancora, you hold it at the end of the story. We're going to see that again in a second. And it whispered to us and it spoke to us. It like has a will of its own, just like the Staff of the Mist had a will of its own, just like the Scepter of Ore had a will of its own. And, you know, last year's Janthea Wilds talked about a bit with Livia having that. And all over the place with the Seers, there's this idea of sacrifice. And my big theory and my big hope is that the reason the Seers are truly all dead and gone, even here from Ancora, is they just as sacrifice was necessary to make Ancora, sacrifice was necessary to make the Bloodstone. That's my big. I hope this is what they explain, because it explains so much of why Isgarin is who he is and why he's such a pragmatist and he's so cold and he's so fucked off all the time. It would really be a very cool plot beat. Anyway. So our investigation stirred up an especially powerful and heavily shielded seer construct that had remained dormant when the Inquest were here. Isgarin suggested it was because this one was meant for me. Because remember, he was exiled. But in his usual fashion, he offered no further insight. After a prolonged battle, we managed to disable the construct and finally got a moment to interrogate Isgarin on what was going on. I'm still livid even as I write this, but I'll try to restrain myself. He knew the whole time, or merely suspected, if I were to take him at his word, that the Inquest were after this Ancora. It's an incredibly powerful staff that was used in the rite of Divitum Nava. One even more powerful than the ritual used to create the wizards. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, right, okay, right, yeah, right. Divitum Nava is like a big ascension. It's something all Seers were no, not all Seers. Some Seers got to go through, because there was that story about some of the Seers that never made it, right? Those young ones or whatever. And there were the two brothers and the sister from that side quest. There's that crying Seer ghost. You meet her at the end. One of them got to rise and ascend, and the other didn't. Anyway, Divitum Nava is like full-blown big ascension. I don't know whether it's the kind of ascension players did in Guild Wars 1, but it's like almost godly. Isgarin got exiled, though, because he used it on Waiting Sorrow. No, he was exiled already. He was exiled because he wasn't exiled because he was friends with Mabon. That happened later as well. Why was he initially exiled? No, he was exiled. No, he was exiled already, and then he smuggled Waiting Sorrow back here to ascend her. Oh, no, maybe he wasn't exiled. I think he smuggled Waiting Sorrow here, and he wasn't supposed to ascend her. I think Ascension was by the Seers, for the Seers, or there had to be a lot of bureaucracy and shit before Ascension happened. That was it, right? Anyway, he ascended Waiting Sorrow. He gave her the full blast. And then he was, you know, they kicked him out. They forbade him from using Ancora. And then in his time away, he learned his own way to do mini ascensions. That's what Zodja got. That's what Mabon got. That's what all the Dagda got. They got mini ascensions, which was also ripping their memories. Isgarin decided to do that to them, and there were all those questions. Did they know that they were going to lose their memory? Yes, but did they know that they were going to... Did they know that that was a choice Isgarin was making or not? I think that was kind of iffy. Right, okay, here we go. This is good. I'm getting back into it. I'm picking up the pieces. Okay. If I'm taking it as word, Isgarin says the Inquest were after Ancora, an incredibly powerful staff that was used in the rite of Divitium Nava, one even more powerful than the ritual used to create the wizards. And we're not sure whether Waiting Sorrow got the big or the little one, I guess. I don't know. We've been groping blindly in the dark while he kept this to himself. Would he have ever told us if we hadn't learned it for ourselves? He says he'll give us further answers when we return to camp, but that remains to be seen. I need to contact Vlox again. I think his intentions are good, but the kind of power he's after? We need to move quickly now. There's still time to prevent a catastrophe, but only if we find Ancora first. Okay, so Vlox is not really Inquest. I mean, he is, but he presents himself as an outsider that is just using the Inquest as a band of thugs and pricks to enact his plan. He blatantly says to us, look, I know it's not very moral what I'm doing here, but I've claimed the directorship of the Inquest here, and I'm going to claim this staff, and I'm going to use this ritual to give the power to everyone else. This shouldn't just be for Isgarin and his little cohort of wizards. I respect you, Commander. This should be for everyone. I'm going to democratize this power. That's basically what he says. And he's not really been that villainous. The most villainous thing he did was sick Seb on us, but the way he did it was almost like Seb, he was happy to just let Seb... We're going to see that scene in a second, so I don't need to talk about it. Right, okay. On the threshold. So, yeah, then this next chapter... Vlox chit-chatted with us. Isgarin asked us to do a huge fetch quest, which I did with my friend, and we're right at the end of the story now, and he kind of stopped. So here we go. So I believe there's 2 instances to play here. Hello, Isgarin. Now let me just check. What's my chair? Yeah, that's an okay chair.
Turning this place into an antiquary's haven. The culture of my people plundered and turned to profit.
The Seneschal is giving them a heck of a time, at least. We should thank it for holding them off.
Well, am I muffled because of the headpiece?
Such a crude fate. Stuck protecting this place until Sidon's shackles fall. He only sought self-preservation. Don't let my ire distract. Did you locate anything else of note?
Found some runes. When I touched them, I saw images. Felt a little warm, too. Probably active magic.
Runes? Where were they?
Embedded into rocks, or maybe they were shrines.
Wow, why am I so muffled?
Across the coast and forest. I found 3.
Describe them to me.
The volume is incredibly low. Oh, really? Okay, I'll turn it up more then for you guys. The dialogue volume is low. Well, you guys just saw me in-game. I did max it out here. Okay, you guys will have to tell me whether that's better. But my Norn... Isgarin sounds super crisp, perfect sounding, but the Norn was like... Oh man, the other day I played a game called Gamble with Your Friends with Kerry, and they had a thing in it where you could like saw your character's mouth off, so when you use the in-game voice speak, it made it sound like this all the time. It was really funny. The game volume is muffled, you are not. Isgarin sounded fine. Yeah, she sounded bad. She sounded bad. Everything else sounded fine, but she sounded like she was talking through a wall. Yes, she sounded like Kenny, exactly. Describe the runes you encountered, Wayfinder. What did you feel when you approached them? So if I remember rightly, this mini arc here was about how the Seers defended this isle from the Massart during the Massart War. And all this story stuff was really good. It's how they created the mist that protected it. And we found like a rune in the water, and a rune here, and a rune there. One was in a flooded coastal cave. It held a subdued but immense power.
Scudo, the shield. Every trap, weapon, and threat that reacts to our presence is powered by that rune. Even the fog that surrounds this island.
Okay, another one was high on a ledge to the north. Its magic was overwhelming.
That would be Falta. It refers to those who have not been granted permission to enter these grounds.
Okay, and one was hidden in a grotto to the east. I thought I heard a voice when I touched it.
Santuro, the sacred place. It is in reference not only to the island, but to the sacred ritual grounds. While the threats we faced have been immense, they will only get worse the farther we travel.
Ooh, like in the new patch? Ooh, we can do it now. Where is the entrance, by the way? Oh, what? Oh, what? Oh, it doesn't directly connect. There's a weird gap. Oh, I gotta say, that must be the pettiest thing that I feel very strongly about with Guild Wars. It does not look like that. Well, maybe it does connect, actually. They just skip you over. Whatever. Nothing will ever be as egregious as this missing here.
These are binding runes. Each represents a different facet of a very immense spell. These images that you saw, Did they evoke anything?
Reminded me of that plaza.
Oh, there we go. We sound
I
good now.
was there earlier, trying to find you.
The plaza. Yes, of course. If I can locate the hook. Perhaps I can channel a seeking spell.
Meaning?
You need to get us to the plaza.
Now, this instance that we're about to play was the thinnest bit of the expansion, if I remember rightly. It was the one moment where I felt like, oh, this could have been bigger and better. I think you just walk to the courtyard, and they talk, and then you turn around and leave. This is also where this was the big plot holy bit, wasn't it, regarding Waiting Sorrow? We're actually going to see him ascend her or something? Oh no, I think we're going to see him arguing with Sidoni, having ascended her. I think that's what they're going to talk about. And these were some good little details here. Yeah, that muffled volume thing, that used to be a bug, but years ago. I haven't heard that bug happen for a very, very, very long time. But hey, there you go. Yeah, I could waypoint, but let's fly. It feels a little bit better. I really just need this time, honestly, guys, to just relax back into the game. And the Jahayan corner connection's great. Yeah, and the corner of Abbey connection's great. I really do think so far this expansion's been excellent with the story. I really, really, really do.
So what are we doing here?
When someone casts a spell that requires multiple binding runes, it demands a lot of the caster.
Oh, yeah.
That essence clings to the air. If I can grab hold of the point where the spell was originally cast, we may be able to witness when the runes were conjured. Let me concentrate. It'll make more sense if I can show you.
I remember, we're actually...
I hear it. Come, we find it.
I remember. The revelation here, this is the moment that reveals he was not meant to be here. We're about to see him being banished, basically. There were a lot of cool little details. I wish I had the capacity to remember them more clearly. I remembered all the interesting... You could really see Isgaran is very much like Sidoni. They butted heads a lot when Isgaran was younger. Isgaran thought Sidoni was very inflexible and so on and so on and so on. And now Isgaran himself kind of embodies that. Isgaran's grown up over enough years to sort of become what he disliked about Sidoni. There were a lot of cool, interesting little character beats like that here that I liked. It was the parlor trick line that started the conversation. Yeah, what was the parlor trick thing? Sidoni... Okay, I remember. In this conversation in a second, Sidoni is going to say to Isgaran, you've reduced Ascension to a parlor trick, right? Which suggests that Waiting Sorrow did not ever get the full thing. But she did use Ancora. I don't know. Let's see. There's the 3 runes.
It's you?
You are ignorant.
I love him with the classic design, the
Am I
thing.
to leave all who turn to us for help to crumble? We already abandoned the Bersat to battle Zaitan alone.
The Coden
The Shadow
was
Keeper.
not going to die. She was simply not ready to wield the power that stood before her. So you gifted her ours. What logic guided you toward that choice?
I saved her soul from Koda's claws.
You mutilated our power to your will. You turned the right of divinity into a parlor trick. You betrayed us, Iskarin, and this is but the peak of your ever-building sedition. Time and time again, you chose yourself. Especially now, as the Massad seek our blood. I cannot allow your negligence to flourish as war rages against us.
Sidoni, listen to reason. I have never stepped against you.
You are too great a risk and must be struck from this place. You are not of my flock any longer. You need me. You are banished, Iskarin. Exiled from our people. No home, no belonging, no asylum. My Seneschal will attack you. Your mind will fail you. If you touch Ancora again, your flesh will burn.
Oh my god. My PC just died a little bit for a second there. Did you guys see that? Oh yeah, the groan goes on way too long. That, by the way, is a...
Scudo, Falta, Santuro.
That right there, that scene is a perfect example. I've been talking to you guys for a while about how I think the storytelling, when they moved away from side-by-side cutscenes, they went too all or nothing about it. I'm a big believer in a hybrid approach, where I think there are lots of moments in Guild Wars 2 storytelling where the side-by-side cutscenes would be perfect. This is really goofy and really cheesy and really low quality looking. We've just seen them standing side by side like that. The pace feels weird and stuff. If that was packaged within a side-by-side structure, where some of that's implicit to the experience anyway, and you don't really think about it, and you can skip, I think that moments like this would have been perfect as side-by-sides. But because Arenanet have completely thrown the concept of that in the bin, they don't get to utilize that, which is a bit of a shame. All right, well, there you go. Yeah, isn't that weird? He's called the Shadow Keeper, and we know the Massar as the Shadow Magic guys these days. Are Arenanet saying something about that? I've been interested in the whole Shadowcraft thing. Because Shadowcraft was not something that was ever talked about with the Massar in Guild Wars 1 or in Guild Wars 2, through any of the Lazarus stuff in Guild Wars 2 at any point. And then randomly, last year, during Janthea Wilds, we were getting Shadowcraft as a mastery, and it was, oh, the Massar use Shadow, and they step into the Shadow realm. It was like, okay, that's interesting. I remember reading about that in the blog post before it came out. And then the story went along, and I was thinking they're going to expand on it in some way, and they didn't. It's just like seeing this extra facet that got tacked on to the Massar. There was a lot of really great world building and embellishments about the Massar and their culture and stuff, obviously, last year around WoodenPotatoes. But the Shadowcraft thing has left me scratching my head, like, why did they add that aspect to them? It's weird. And now here, like, the leader of the Seers was a Shadow Keeper. I don't really know what they're talking about with this. And a big part of me just thinks, oh, we'll brush it off, ignore it. But then, look at what we looked at a second ago. Those Galdera guys, the Galdera Golem dudes at the Wizard's Tower, suddenly that's going to mean something in a minute? That's crazy. Anyway... yeah, okay, wow, shock horror. So is Garin. You're banished from this place? You were never supposed to come back?
I knew you were exiled, but he cursed you?
And he left all this to punish and mock me. Am I so theatrical to you now, Wayfinder?
Yes, but he is more so.
From the fog that surrounds this place to every trap left behind, it is a stronghold, built to keep me out. It simply proved effective at keeping everyone else away too. Until now.
Explains why you endured a 2-week stay on Saida's ship.
If I could fix any of this myself, I would have long ago.
Wait, he's moving.
We must abandon this place before war reaches our shores. It is time.
You coming, bro?
Perhaps the tree.
Although fading, the final flickers of his essence drift southward.
Is that where the artifact is? Can you follow it?
I should be able.
Then let's go.
See, that's all this instance is. It's basically a glorified cutscene. Well, not even glorified. Less than a cutscene. But, you know, okay, well, so what's this? I'm getting hints here. Banjo says, and the Shadow Stone at the heart of the Wizard's Tower. Yes, that's true. The Massart crafted the shadow and Sidoni kept it. Simple as. I like that. Very simple. Okay, Cottage says, WP, consider the timeline. Sorrow left the Lost Tribe during Dragonstorm, aka Jormag's Dragonrise. Yes, because she was going crazy because of Coda, or what she thought was Coda. Right. Sidoni cursed Isgarin during the Massart War. But the Massart returned after the dragons fell asleep, ... Okay, I understand all three of those events. There's some slick way that the story's going to connect them all together? Look, it's not as far as I understand, it's not a mystery how the Massart came back. They slipped out of phase with reality, the Shadow Realm. Look, the Arenanet took that idea of them slipping out of phase or going into half or whatever, and they put a label Shadow on it. But it was talked about in Ahhh P2 years ago, right? How they hid. Derveg, it's good to see you, Derveg. Sidoni said that Isgarin will never touch Ancora again, but which in this context implies he used it on Sorrow. That's true, yes. So, which makes you think it's not a parlor trick. But and this is what we were discussing. Is it possible that she grabbed a Coden and managed to smuggle a Coden all the way to this temple, all the way over here? Right? Like, is it possible? I mean, maybe it's possible. Especially if there's teleportation networks and shit like that. I don't know. This means that it either took Sidoni decades or centuries to learn about Sorrow, or the previous Dragonrise lasted only for a few years or decades instead of centuries. Wait, why though? Let me reread what you originally said. Sorrow left the Lost Tribe during Dragonstorm. Yeah, during a Dragonrise. Sidoni cursed the Massart during the war. Well, hold on. Why could the Messiah and Massart not already have been eating each other immediately after the Dragonrise? So hold on. If I remember rightly, we don't fully know every facet of why they went to war against one another. We don't know the whole thing, right? But we do know that there was the big betrayal of the Seers, where they were all going to team up and fight against Zaitan, but the Seers backed out at the last minute and got a bunch of Forgotten and Massart killed. And that... So my understanding is the war started immediately, possibly even during the Dragonrise or after. What makes you so sure that the Massart War only began long after the dragons went to sleep? I've always assumed that these things came around at the same time. Oh, that Massart blog post said that the Massart only began waging war with the Seers after returning from the Shadow Realm once the dragons received... See, okay, so... and that's only in the blog post, is it then? That's interesting. See, that's the thing. It's going to take a lot... The Arenanet really need to know their story and the timeline for everything to work out. Because if you take a break from it, or you step away, or you're not totally enthused constantly, it's easy to start dropping things and forgetting... The quote is, sometime after the Elder Dragons returned to their slumber, the Massart and the Seers waged war for thousands of years. Okay, that quote, though, from the blog post doesn't say exactly what you think it says. That does not... The quote you give from the blog post does not eliminate the possibility that the war had previously begun. There could have been animosity, there could have been fights, skirmishes, battles, even full-blown war during the Dragonrise, and then there could have been a break in that war as the Massart hid from the greater threat, the Elder Dragons, and then once the Elder Dragons are dealt with, the Massart come back and hostilities resume. That quote you give does not stop that from being possible. Personally. And yeah, I suppose Sidoni not finding out for decades could work. Yeah? Right, okay, so let's beat this story here now, guys. And now we get to see Vlox, who and Seb, I'm really looking forward to. We get an actual bit of combat here going as well. You know what, guys? I think this is going to be something of an episode 0, really, right? Like episode 0 here, where
magic here, and it's so closely entwined with the wildlife.
See, look, he used Rabid Leap on
Need to
me.
get samples for closer study before they're diluted by.
As we recap, we do the patch notes. I haven't missed anything else out, by the way, have I? From the patch. I still didn't actually dye my door. How do I dye my door? Huh? Do I have to click current? Oh, weird. You can't... Oh, no. Oh, it's just this door is not dyeable. I see. These ones are... Okay.
The vault should be near. Even though my senses are dulled, I can hear the low echo of Ancora's call.
Let's spread out and find a way in.
Okay. Now let me see if I can remember where these pressure pads actually are. Could the Wave Hawk scan for them? Was that the thing? I was surprised. When I did this with Kerry, she got them really quick and really easily. One of them was on the back of the tree, I'm sure it was. There you go, there's one. Oh, hold on, we need to find the door, the entrance first. Shit. Down here?
Think I found the entrance.
Everyone's running over. Maybe they declared war during the Dragon Rise when they realized the Seers screwed them over? Yeah, that's the impression that I always got.
Strange Sidney's spell. I didn't know the way, and yet there it is, nestled in my memory. How prosaic.
Nasty magic.
Indeed. Now, my people were as theatrical.
See, look at what
as they were
Arenanet are doing there.
pragmatic.
They are alluding
By
to
the
the memory
looks of
loss
it, the door
aspect
is
of...
sealed by a tier.
By having Whitlock say nasty magic, you know what they're getting at? They're getting at the fact that he's removing people's memory with his own ascension.
Disengage the lock. The activation points shouldn't be too far. But since we don't have a vault keeper in our presence, you will need to activate the Wayfinder. I worry what it might do if I tried.
I'll start looking.
Oliver Valak says Sidoni inexplicably withdrew the Seer forces. Yeah, well, but the idea is that probably they figured out what we figured out during Path of Fire, that you can't kill these fucking things without a plan, right? The magic needs to go somewhere. They're a part of regulating the system, and so on and so on and so on. That's
I felt that.
You'd think the Seers would reinforce their territory a little more securely, given everything they've left behind.
These defenses were always meant to be a temporary safeguard. Sidney hoped that he'd return should the Mersat fall, but he before they.
To their credit, only we've made it this far.
Tokavian says reading it as the war beginning before the dragons went to sleep just means that sentence has no reason to be there. So its presence is just odd. I believe they made a law mistake more than bad writing. Well, isn't that what's the difference?
Yeah, what's the difference?
No, yeah, I think you've got a good point there. If I remember rightly as well about the whole what their conflict was over. If I remember up here, some of the like ghost images and documents and stuff you read is you could see the Seers were unbelievably snobby and arrogant, a lot of them. And if I remember rightly, there were lots of little conversations and pieces there. And if anyone's watching this playlist, having just watched my other Let's Play, these will be fresh in your mind, where they were basically saying the Massar, they were kind of like locking the Massar out of their summits, out of information and stuff, right? They were already being a bit dickish about the Massar and treating them badly, sneering on their own methods and ideas of ascension and stuff. If I remember right, that was kind of what it was all about. Right, there we go. You know what I'm quite happy with right now, guys? My room is not getting too hot. This little office is still nice and cool. What temperature is it outside right now? It's 15 degrees. And I'm not boiling, which is excellent. That was a real problem before. Especially if you're watching me play Oblivion. Right.
Careful. Who knows what's waiting for us in there? Or do you, Iskarin?
I do not. But I echo your caution, Tribune. Follow me. And try not to touch anything unless I instruct you to.
Yeah, and you can immediately go in and get an achievement by fucking with stuff, right? I'm gonna have to figure out my build.
Reminds me of Alona. Thousands of years of secrets buried away in the sand.
When you've been in one ancient tomb, you've seen them all.
I do like this tomb. This was cool. Yeah, you get the achievement for this, right?
You hanging in there?
This place is drenched in sadness, but I can sense his
The colours are amazing in here. Were they always this good? What the fuck? The green on the...
To keep you out, huh?
I broke rules and was punished for it. I'm not undeserving by my people's standard, that is. I shouldn't interact with anything. You must search on my behalf. Please, use a delicate hand.
Right, okay, real quick. Let's set our build up here. What I want is... I want to use heightened focus. So whenever we use a burst skill, we get quickness. Now these count, don't they? They are bursts. So we have solo quickness, easy solo quickness there. This was on CC before, right? I guess distract. Let's do Brawler's Recovery. Now, do I want to stay with Tactics just for funsies? Or we can give ourselves Alacrity, or we can just go for the damage on Brisk Pacing. I think let's take the Alacrity. I like this. We'll have Alacrity and Quickness for ourselves. Commands Echo, or Refrains grant extra stuff. I like the idea of this, just because of the super speed on the Chant of Freedom. And then let's just run all new utilities for fun, I don't know. Let me get a grip, though, on which one is a stun break. Okay, Never Surrender is the stun break. And instead of a banner, let's run... Yeah, On Your Knees, I love that. Okay. So hopefully we'll just be able to hit things here. Okay,
Probably not our artifact if it's just sitting out.
it's a key.
It's a staff we're looking for, right, Iskarin?
Yes.
Yes!
Don't touch it, Wayfinder. Not unless you want all your vital fluids to evaporate in an instant.
It's interesting, the cast bar that's there persistently on screen, not going away, not charging either. I've never seen that in Guild Wars before.
No mention of Davidium Nava.
In that scroll.
I wonder if the Seers had any idea that their creations would cause so much strife.
Yeah, they also helped the world. I mean, Christ, without the Bloodstones, we would have been so far back.
A lot of scrolls in here. Wonder if the Astral Ward or Dermond Priory could preserve them. Beautiful. Well, we're definitely in the right place, but we need to go further inside.
An echo grows louder. Perhaps, yes, we must go deeper.
Right, here's a big slow defense bit. And we will see. My guess here is that combat sounds are going to drown out his volume, even with a compressor on.
This vault
Any
is sealed
dialogue,
by
so we'll see.
Shadow Stone. Ancient seer magic used to store immense
Oh,
power.
you're right. That is the overlay. That you're right. That's Nexus.
Bloodstone.
That's cast bar clarity.
One inspired the other, so to say. But Shadowstone is far more powerful and more pure.
Oh yeah, this was an important moment.
Inert as it is now, the stone. But my heritage serves our purpose. I can form the magic that the stone feeds on. Wayfinder, You'll need to collect the coalesced energy and deposit it in the stone. Even inert, it reaches for me. And it's ravenous. I will begin. Prepare yourselves.
Aaron Simpson, it's good to see you. So what do you think, WP, about all the new Seer lore and their buildings and etc.? Well, I haven't played the new patch yet, so I don't know, but I loved launch VOE. I thought they did really well. I thought they did extremely well with Barbanissos last year, fleshing out the Massart and their culture and various elements of them, and I think they've done pretty good here. That was cool to see Ritlock using Entity Silence there. My game keeps randomly muting for like a brief second. Yeah, no, I know. That was me manually doing it each time and then regretting it. All right, let's see what we got here then. Okay, well, we fucked them up and we haven't even used any profession skills yet. Okay, what do you want me... So here, by the way, we are throwing this magic at this is how the expansion opened. The first thing we did on the boat was a phase like this, and now we're doing it again. Which is a nice little thing I realized after the original LP. I kind of want to put Signet of Rage on instead of the Elite, just so that I'll constantly be getting shit. I can use my refrains. Yeah, look at that. One refrain and I get quickness and alacrity. It should be bound to Q, not 1, but hey, whatever. I want a lot more adrenaline. It's always a thing, Warrior, in open world. Unless combat lasts a while.
Never give up.
Proceed.
This cape's actually pretty good because it doesn't overlap in an ugly way with the wings. There we go. This was a cool moment here. I really like
I'm no
this.
stranger to spelunking, but this one feels different. Is it colder in here?
We are likely the first living beings to enter this place in a millennium. The magic senses us. It's curious.
See, we're hearing all three of their voices at once, right?
This is it, isn't it?
It is revolted by my essence. Wayfinder.
Did he just read that line wrong? Did he say is it? Weird thought, right? So the idea of we played this whole expansion looking for clarification on what Shadowstone really is, because they've been kind of weird about it over the years, and there they just put it very bluntly. It's basically stronger, older, sort of similar thing to Bloodstone. But so if it's older and came before Bloodstone, do you think this thing here where it says set with Shadowstone, spun with our blood, that's how they describe Ancora? But ultimately, when they build the Bloodstone, is that going to be a similar sort of thing? It's Shadowstone spun with their blood, but like the blood of their entire remaining civilization. Well, no, it can't be not their entire remaining civilization, but a good chunk of them. And then there's not many left to fight the war against the Massart once the Massart come back. I like that idea as a general timeline. The Massart and the Seer hate each other and they've been fighting. The Elder Dragons become the bigger problem. The Massart disappear. They hide. The Seers lock the Bloodstones away. The dragons go to sleep, and now the Seers make that decision because they don't expect the Massart to ever come back anyway. And then all of a sudden, once the dragons are asleep, and once a lot of the seer population is messed up due to being in the Bloodstones now instead, the Masart return. And the seers at that point are like, oh, fuck. And then they really struggle to fight the war for the next thousands of years. And ultimately, obviously, end up losing it. They get tricked. And if that's all based on the fact that they underestimate the Masart too, I'd like that even more. Because, you know, that's the arrogance come back to bite them. Okay, so here's Ancora. Are you ready, Natalie?
Incredible.
Do you deserve this?
Each thing, maybe each is a seer?
Oh, yeah, I do. Got a hell of a lot louder when you picked it up, too. I am not a fan.
Those who crafted Ancora sacrificed a piece of their essence to it. You are hearing all of them.
I wish so much I could toggle the UI off, but keep the text bubbles on.
Powerful to be tucked away on some island.
Sidney thought its destruction would mark our demise. Otherwise, it would have been destroyed long ago.
Do you wish to ascend?
Do we?
What was that?
I love the thought that we could just say yes right then and there.
On whatever it was.
It's not the commander's style to say yes right then and there, but that would be so cool. I don't think I paid much attention to this before, so I'd only thought that Ancora's destruction would mark the Seer's demise. I wonder if that's actually true in like a tangible, magical way, or it's more just, you know. Right, we're gonna have to kill this boss now, while not knowing what half of our stuff does. This was a bit lame, the cutscene-itis.
But you will, Commander. You're results-oriented. Always have been. That's fine. You'll come around. Seb, keep them occupied.
See, he doesn't necessarily order our murder.
Handle it. Get out of here.
And then this face is sort of like, I'm getting you killed, bro, sorry. Maybe? I mean, that's what you guys chose to interpret that as. Because if we're going to be frenemies with vlogs... Dude, I really want this to be a raid. This would be cool. Kayla has all these interesting fixate mechanics going on, and so would this. Yeah, he's so calm and psychopathic. That's hot. I'm very into the game at the moment. Here we go.
Looks like you've got this under control.
Are you leaving already?
Yeah, just like you left me on that beach to be eaten by a crab.
Yeah, she's hilarious
Don't
too.
Assume
I love that
need
line.
you, Kuda, because I don't. Stand down. I want to have my
She's
fun
an interesting
first.
wild card here. I'm very...
Cast a ward, but not much else. The explosion released. You must.
I'm really interested in what role she has to play as this goes along.
Adrenaline rising.
Oh, you started me off with a bit of adrenaline. So what refrain should I use first? Should I just be spamming all three of them? I don't really know what I'm doing here. I just want you guys to know. Well, don't stand in that. Oh, that was a shockwave. I should have jumped. Oh my god, that's ground targeted. I'm dying. I can't see anything. I need to get rid of SCT. It's too overloaded.
All together.
Patience.
On your knees. Moving out.
My god, so much F skill spamming. Oh, I shouldn't have hit mine. Oh, come on. Alright.
All together. We persevere. On your knees. We are stronger.
I don't even really know where my health's coming back from. Is it when I use my heal, it's echoing in a big way? Well, he's at 50%. Jump! Yay, we did it. All right, he's phase.
Defense, then offense.
Useless machine. I will end
Oh.
this myself. 5, 7, to my side.
Eyes on the raptors.
Adrenaline rising.
Yeah, where do I fix it? Where do I pull these guys to? Do I hit them? I can't remember.
Never give up.
I'm not getting the quickness that I thought I'd be getting. I've clearly misunderstood one of my traits. Do I want to drag the raptors onto Seb? Is that the idea?
Eyes on the raptors.
Almost there. Defense, then
I promise.
Oh, I need to CC him. Okay.
Innovation.
we are stronger. Forge the way. Never surrender.
There we go. That's why we put a stun break on the same button every time.
On your knees.
Ah. Alright, well, the cooldown's not up. My problem there was using Eviscerate. To,
Persevere.
and I couldn't dodge because I was... If I remember rightly, this works like Guardian, right? So the middle refrain should be like Guardian F2.
On your knees. Moving out. Never surrender.
Which would mean that that's the one that's healing me.
Yourself.
And I could just stay back if they're going to drop those fields on him.
Just surrender.
Didn't he have a weird phase at the end?
Pointless creature.
Oh, I'm giving him boons. Oh, we're at break bar.
Finish them. Not me. Mindless fools.
Yeah, okay, he's dead. I don't really... can really see there. I'm too rusty. I don't know the class. So we've got all the numbers going everywhere.
What do we do with them?
Put them out of their misery.
Oh yeah, and you can meet them at the end of the game.
We should free them. Seb's dead, so I don't know if they pose any danger now. And this is their home.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know where it is either. I'll figure it out later. Okay. Release the raptors from their mind control. Go be free, creation 5. Go be free, creation 7. Oh, are we going to meet more of the creations? Look how small he is when you're a Norn. Look at that fucking little guy. Farewell, Seb. There's Garin. You okay?
Isgarin. Come on. I've seen you take worse.
My well-being is the least of our worries now.
Well, the annoying one is dead. We won a battle.
Yeah, but Phlox has the staff.
Let's get Isgarin out of here first. Then we can figure out what to do.
Alright. So Kuda ran off. Vlox ran off. I think he talks to us on the phone now, on the Dark Leviathan, and this is the end of the expansion. Or is it? Because we now get to move on. So when's the final patch, this final story patch going to be? So it will be in 105 days. When does that take us? Is that still before Halloween? Or is that after Halloween? God, I'm so curious. What? So there's still no Mini X pack announcement. Right, here's where he's going to talk about the next generation, I think. Guild Wars TNG. Early September. Okay, September 1st. Right. So that would put the next Mini X pack release date probably, what, around... It's funny because it all kind of lines up to April, right? It could be April, which is Arenanet's anniversary. And Guild Wars 1's. Would also be a good window for a GW3. But the thing is, if... let's not get into it.
Time to figure out our next steps.
Allow me to set the stage. We've got an idealistic genius with menacing but vague aspirations on the run. Oh, and he's impressed. And now he has a staff that will grant him potentially limitless power, and grant others the same. Have I missed anything?
That's about it, yeah. And we still don't know what he wants to do with it all.
At least you killed the snarly one. Seb, was it? The patrons of Pub Canuck have had a lot to say about him.
If Phlox could perform the rite with just the staff, you've done it already. What else does he need?
Deeper in the island, there is a well of immense power. It is where Ancora was crafted, and where our rituals were performed. He must take Ancora to those grounds first, if he wishes to perform the rite.
Think he knows how? Can a non-seer pull it off?
It would not be an easy feat, but it is not impossible. And he has proven his cunning at every turn. The Cryptists were driven by gluttony and revenge. The Titans by instinct. We don't know what.
I love this
drives
line.
Phlox.
It's nice to
And now
recap
he
what we've been
wields one of the
dealing with
most
recently.
Dangerous conduits in Tyria. And we don't know what he seeks to do with it. He is a very real threat to us, and all of our people. Now, we must stop him before his aspirations turn it all to ash.
Man, whenever I see these... Oh, well, never mind.
Before I say anything else, I must thank you for disposing of Seb for me. In the end, his cruelty far outweighed his usefulness. He will not be missed. I regret that things have gone this way, Commander. You deserve better. But circumstances have dictated my choices for me.
You need to stop this, Phlox, while there's still time.
That there is still time is exactly why I must continue. The future of our world is at stake. Tyria has survived a dozen crises because of you. We may not survive the next if we don't act now. I am still not your enemy. I hope you will see that soon enough. But for now, I must continue onward, regardless.
You don't have to do this, Phlox.
I do, Commander. Someone must. And no one else will.
Oh, that's not where the generation line comes from. I just noticed this chair has a wolf next to it. I was looking at that like, oh, I've set this chair up perfectly next to it. And then I thought, oh no, it's a part of the chair.
You there, Commander?
Oh, shit.
Looks like we might have found the lead we were looking for.
What have you got?
Well, as expected, we still haven't been able to directly follow the Inquest's path. Seems Ancora let them walk right through the magical defenses the Seers left around the inner part of the island. But apparently the Priory, of all people, captured some Inquest who returned. Might want to get over there and grill them.
Ooh,
I'm on my way now.
This is it. This is all new shit right here. That's the next chapter. It's on chapter 9. I was gonna say these leaves falling in front of the screen, they all look really cool and stuff, but it's funny, every time I see this effect in Guild Wars, it always reminds me of where it really came from and why it's in the game, because the game released for NVIDIA 3D vision, and they look amazing in 3D, but they've removed that option from the game now, so you don't really get it. But I saw that they're doing new 3D monitors now that you don't even need glasses to wear, which is kind of crazy. Anyway, I wonder whether the effect will look good with those again. With that. So he didn't say the next generation thing. I guess that must have been somewhere else, somewhere earlier in the story. And that just rolled us on. I remember last year that happened as well while we were in Bavanissos, didn't it? And I thought it was okay, but I remember someone in chat was complaining that they thought it was terrible. Let's just see what the commander reflects on the very end here. I returned to the Dark Leviathan to check on my allies following the battle. While we were able to celebrate one victory with Seb's defeat, everyone's nervous now that Ankor is in Vlox's possession. Isgaran echoed these fears, especially with as little as we know about Vlox's intentions. When Isgaran performed the lesser version of the ritual on the members of the Wizard's Court, there you go, see it calls it the lesser version there. But we know that for all the other guys. He dampened their memories so that they would be unbiased mind when they obtained the power. Vlox, on the other hand, was seeking an even more primal version of the ritual, and unlike Mabon, Dagda or Lear, he would keep all of his memories intact. See, and Arenanet omit Waiting Sorrow's name from that list. For this reason, none of us found much solace in our small victory. As we pondered our next steps, the comms device that Vlox gifted me buzzed. He started by thanking me for disposing of Seb. I urged him to stop while there's still time, but I know he won't. He believes that this is the only path left, and while he'd like me to walk it with him, he's not going to be deterred either way. It's clear that Vlox is going to walk this path, even if he has to walk it alone. Oh. Oh my god, the fucking patch. The patch name just got name dropped right there. The Only Path? Wait, what's this called? This is called The Only Way, right? Nearly. Alright, and now we get to see these two have another nice little debate. And I loved these two bouncing off of each other in this one. Commander, care to talk some sense into our dear pirate queen?
Are you ready to admit I was right about Vlox?
Not at all. Have you forgotten your first meeting with the commander? You tried to turn them into Joko for a bounty.
That was different.
It was. You didn't even believe you were saving the world by doing so.
It was a mistake, and one I've more than atoned for.
So one that Vlox can atone for?
Which is precisely why it is too early to pass definitive judgment on Director Vlox.
Ah, you're an ass.
He's right, though.
I humbly accept your concession, my dear.
Okay. And again, whenever Arenanet acutely remind us of a specific story beat that happened, especially if it's really buried and easy to forget about. Oh, so happy. Hello, Isgaran. Wayfinder.
I once thought that I knew the solution to each of the world's problems.
You don't?
It's impossible to know.
Is that it? Was that the whole final conversation? I forgot that. That's hilarious. A little tete-a-tete there going. Hello, Ritlock. Got a bad feeling about all of this. Certainly a lot more questions than answers.
No matter how noble the vision, no one should have this kind of power.
No kidding.
I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. What do you think he wants to do with it anyway?
He said that he wanted to return Tyria's destiny to the hands of her people. Still not sure what that entails.
Yeah, it's just not lining up for me yet. Especially since a part of the Arcane Council was on board. Even if Flax financed this, Vlox isn't a big fan of the Council. Whatever he sold them on was a false bill of goods.
Guess we should catch Ludo up, if we can get a decent signal to the mainland.
I'll take care of that. Wanted to see if I could touch base with Kree anyway.
And there was kind of a suggestion that now between the two patches, portals and connectivity is opening up and the people that were stranded here can go home if they like, right? But a lot of them decided they wanted to stay. Okay. Well, there you go. So there's your recap, everybody. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry it's taken us a week to get to the patch. Woohoo! On the threshold. Okay, so chat, we'll call that episode 0. I will sign off here now. Is there anything anyone wants to draw my attention to as I do so, though? Let's see. So we got a mail here. Official summons. Commander, your allies are struggling to reach you from Castor. The magical anomalies surrounding the island continue to scatter all communication frequencies. A nautical expedition outside of Cantha was able to pass a message for you from Tribune Ritlock, however. Your party has detained a handful of Inquest scouts, but they're holding on questioning the detainees until your arrival. Okay. So that's the priority. What's the chair called, WP? It's just like the Norn chair, isn't it? It's sort of the basic... I think each race got a themed chair, did they not? Where would I find that now? Fashion? Chairs aren't really fashion, are they? It's a novelty, isn't it? Yeah, Great Lodge. Yeah, I think each place... So there's like a Ratasoon chair and stuff. The Great Lodge chair, that's it. Still funny that Kanak is being an Inquest apologist after what the Asura did to him when he was... That's true, yeah. And after decapitating Sub-Director Null. Watch the Only Way trailer. Well, I don't have that keyed up, so I'll either watch that on my own time before the next part, or I'll download it and set up so we can watch it together on the next episode. No time for it now, but there's a cool blog post about the opening instance. You pinged it? Well, I'll play it first before going to do that. Type music into your achievements list. Okay. Music. The master of music. Nothing's coming up. I guess I need to unlock it. And when I logged in, what was that I unlocked before? Oh, by the way, this business is underwater thing. In my Super Adventure Box coverage the other day, there was a hidden achievement we were trying to get to enter the hidden shop, remember? And we went to the hidden area. We climbed that slope and got the hidden chest and got the achievement. And I thought, well, there you go, that's it. That was not the achievement for the hidden shop. This here, business is underwater. Enter the secret shop. We didn't enter a secret shop. We found a secret area and climbed a slope and found a chest. We did not enter the secret shop. The only way to enter the secret so I didn't stream it in the end. I'm sorry, guys. The way you enter the secret shop is it's kind of out in the open in the newest test zone, but the only way you're allowed in is you first have to do the fish achievement from zone 1. So it's a very weird coincidence where in the last stream, I entered the secret shop, air quotes, actually just got a chest, left, did the fish thing just cause... So it wasn't even worth any AP, without realizing that that was actually my prerequisite for doing this, the real achievement. So I finished streaming, I opened my achievements, I noticed I still didn't have businesses underwater. I was like, what? Looked it up, realized I hadn't even done the right thing, and it was a shop that you can only enter by doing the fish, which I did do. So just a very weird little turn of events there, and I just grabbed that off screen. But yeah. Sorry, type songs in chat. Okay. Oh my god, that's a lot of AP. Nice. Songs of Tyria, the Super Adventure Box. Yeah, I already have 1 out of 31 there. Oh, you get a title, the Super Adventure Melodist. Wow, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot going on. POF, the Desert Melodist. Is there a meta? The Metal Legion, that's really good. Oh my god, there is a meta. Songs of Tyria, Guild Wars 2. Oh no, that's just the launch soundtrack. Okay, where do we get these songs from? 72 of them. It's pretty cool. This is effectively the Orchestrion, right? But come to Guild Wars. Amazing. Ice Brood. If there's an interesting acquisition, then I'm excited about that. Do you want to finish the choral stuff now? Well, I will. I think all I have to do is speak to the person and then it's done. And they were here, weren't they? They were somewhere. That says collection available, but wasn't this a new thing? Yeah, that's Kestrel Chode. Sorry, Chul. That's the new thing about the Canthans that came to the island, which we saw at the start of today's stream. Let me have a look over here. It was somewhere on this shoreline, right? I'm sure it was. Was it all the way down there? I can't remember where the NPC was that I'm...
Those damn newcomers are stirring up trouble deep.
meant to speak to. There was somewhere... Was it along here? Was it one of you guys? No? Restore the ruined reef by returning to the healed coral heart to its home. Oh no, I need to go to... I need to go into the vents or whatever up here, right? Because the coral heart was like... I'm not going to find the tunnels easily. Oh, I think that's it actually. Ah, that's it there. Yeah, they've got it marked on the map. Well done, Arenanet. Brilliant. Okay, hold on. Beautiful. But I think we have to go into a skimmerway to actually reach that. It's not available just on the surface. So hopefully there's an entrance. Oh no, okay, well there you go. Alright, the reef has been torn apart by excavation lasers. It appears that the inquest must have carved out a central node of the coral.
Defense, then offense.
Let's return the coral heart to its home. As fresh coral blooms along the reef... Oh yeah, I see, look, it's blooming now. The two shapes have detached and float beside it. You feel a wave of gratitude and are certain that these weapons were grown for you. Collect the Coral Heart Sword and the Coral Heart Staff. There you go. That's literally all we needed to do for that achievement. Confer with Field Archivist Cierly again. So we have these, and I can't remember if I showed, but when you unsheath them, they grow all the coral. They're pretty cool. Sheath and unsheath. And that's two very easy to get ascendeds, guys. This was the Wizard's Vault quest from last time. Let's see what she's... I don't know if there's a follow-up thing now to get more. Yeah, but where was she? Perhaps there's another marker again now? Look, I don't see... Do I have to get close? Do I have to get in range? They change colour with the skills you use. They change colour after you heal or utility or elite. Okay, that's really fancy. That's very cool. Wow. And that sounds like some interesting new tech that they could be using again in the future. Alright, here we go. This isn't Shul. This is her here. Hello, Wayfinder. What can this humble archivist help you with? I renewed the Coral Heart and returned it home. It left me with these. Well done. My colleagues have already reported evidence of healing. Vivienne has classified the organic network as a guarded danger. But your items seem inert. I'll amend their classification. I'm just glad we were able to stop the inquest before this one got out of control. Hey, and 10 AP. Brilliant. There you go, guys. That does still leave us with the crab ring, which is asking me for like kill Zaitan, and it's basically like core tier stuff. I will leave this eyeballed. Once we finish this story patch, we'll see what our appetite is for this versus running into Guild Wars 1 and seeing what we think about that content. By the way, in chat, someone earlier asked, hey WP, what do you think about the Guild Wars 1 stuff? I haven't played it just yet, though we're going to be doing a series for that soon. Okay, excellent. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for catching me. We will finally, seriously now, be regularly streaming going forwards. So, should be good. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one for the patch as it comes. If you want to let me know anything to prepare or details that it might be nice to know or something for the next episode, you can drop a YouTube comment or you can find me on Discord. Thanks again to everyone who became a member today. Jalada for that €10, John Sellers for the $100. Thank you guys, and yeah, onwards and upwards, guys. Thanks. See you next time.